Hello mini explorers! I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's been engaging with our Facebook page. I love seeing your photos, love reading your comments, so thank you so much. Yeah, keep that up. Also want to say a happy birthday to Ewan, who is 9 today, so happy birthday. I'd really like to show you this book I've been reading, Super Frog and the Big Stink. Frank, the frog, was dangling his toes in the pond and reading his comic. He was enjoying the sunshine and a story about one of his favourite superheroes who was saving the world again. Suddenly, something bumped against his foot. It was an old tin can. It was rather smelly and had made an oily trail across the surface of the pond. Frank looked further back and saw the oily trail came from a little stream that trickled into the pond. Bobbing down the stream, there was more bits of rubbish. Frank followed the stream back through the little wood and hopped to the top of the hill. A vast landscape stretched before him. He could see the stream join a wide, winding river that led to a distant city shrouded in a grey cloud. More and more rubbish was flowing from the river into the stream and on towards the pond. When he returned, some of the younger frogs and older folk were being helped onto the bank and were looking even more green than usual. The people of the pond, with the help of the badger and moles, started to build a barrier to channel the smelly stream away from the pond. But Frank knew more help was needed. "This is a job for Super Frog," said Frank. He breathed in and in and in until he was 3 times his normal size. Suddenly he let all the air out of his bum and flew, jet-propelled like a superhero, into the air towards the city. It was a grey world. Vast dumps of scrap and stinky rubbish covered the landscape. Leaking pipes fed dank, poisonous lakes. The people living there were amazed to see a super frog bounding over the dumps. The children cheered and ran after Super Frog into the centre of the city. Every time Frank farted and flew, the children cheered. By now, the TV helicopter was following and filming the ever-growing army of children. Frank led them to the tallest tower, all glass and shining silver steel, higher even than the dark, smoggy clouds which covered the city. They swept through the great glass doors and up the gleaming escalators, floor after floor to the very top. The security guards could do nothing to stop the frog-led flood of children. Finally, they burst into an enormous hall. Behind the gold desk sat a tiny man. "What do you want?" he said in a little voice. "Stop spoiling my pond!" shouted Frank. "And stop spoiling our city!" shouted a little girl. "Stop spoiling the world!" they all shouted. The little man climbed on his chair to make himself look bigger. "And what if I don't?" he asked. Frank puffed himself up and up and up and said, "If you don't, I will blow you away." And with that, he turned round and pointed his bum at the little man. The little man picked up a golden telephone. "Mend the leaking pipes," he said. "Clean up the river and recycle all the rubbish immediately." As Frank left the city, teams of workmen were already mending the pipe and cleaning up the river. "Hooray!" cried the children. "3 cheers for Super Frog!" When Frank arrived home, he found the citizens of Pond City giving their streets and buildings a spring clean. Soon, he could dangle his toes in the clean water and read his superhero comics again. From time to time, however, he hopped up to the top of the hill to keep an eye on the river and the faraway city, which no longer seemed so grey. The